Hey guys, so I'm going to do just a simple macros introduction. So macros are a series of code used in VBA for Microsoft Office. VBA is just a type of code, it's a language, and you can source macros offline. You can teach yourself how to code them yourself. They're really simple, and they're something that just about anybody can learn with enough Googling, and there's lots of resources available. So macros are most commonly used for me in Excel. Now, to enable macros, you can Google how to do so, but I'll just show you really quick. You go to File, Options, Trust Center Settings, Macro Settings. The default is Disable All Macros. Now, you can use any of these three other options, and I just go for the Enable All Macros. It'll only run dangerous code if you input dangerous code, so don't worry about that. Now that that's done, I need to customize my ribbon. This developer tab is not usually included, so you want to go ahead and add this developer tab in here and accept that. Now, what I'm trying to do here is take an original data set of values that represent a range. So, for example, these values are between 1 and 12. The value 4 here represents anything between 6 and 12% leaf damage in this case. The midpoint of that is 9. So I want to convert my data into midpoint values for analysis. So to do so, I need to take all of these values, convert them over. Now that's kind of an arduous process, but it's not that bad with only a few numbers. But when I get to the hundreds of numbers, it increases my chance of error of me putting in the wrong value. And also, it just takes a lot of time. So macro is a really quick way to do this. So the way the macro works that I have set up is it uses a reference column to basically change every number according to my reference. So I'll highlight a data set, input my reference column, and it'll take all of the numbers immediately to the right of each value, and it'll convert it to that. So here I have 8 and 8 twice. It'll convert both these 8s to an H. And then I will do the same thing here, where this is the reference column, and it'll turn them all into the numbers that I want, the midpoints. Now, the reason I have this intermediate step is because if I try to convert the number 11, it would actually read it as 1 twice. So it will put in 0, 0 in this column. So to avoid that, I have this intermediate column of unique values where it can convert first before going into my final set. So basically, I'm going to run this code twice. Now, one thing you want to do is never delete your original data. So I have copied it into this column where I can manipulate the values all I want. I will delete this after, but I will use it to convert to midpoints. So I go to the Developer tab, I open Visual Basic. Now I already have the code input here, but it's simply going to macros. You can pull these from offline. I will post them as well. I go to multi-find and replace. Now this is just a text document, text file. You copy it, insert module. A blank version of this pulls up, and you just paste it in. So what I want to do is go back to Excel, highlight the column that I want to manipulate. In this case, it's actually going to be this column. Never delete your original data. Go back to the VBA. I want to run. Now it's going to ask me sheet 1. Yes. Where are the rules? And it'll take everything to the right of the rules column. So in this case, it is K, column K, 21 to K, 32. Accept that. Now, if we move this back over, unique values. Great. Now, I want to run this again. It's highlighted here. Let's copy it to the midpoint. Now I can manipulate this column. Run it again. Now I want J21 to, sorry, L21 to L32. Oops. Put that in the wrong section. Yes. L21, L32. Now I have my midpoints. Don't need this column anymore. Easy enough. Now, another use for this, I like to use the design tab in design ideas option in PowerPoint. Now, one problem with that is that when I go through slides, this shadow is already here. If I go ahead and remove the shadow, because I have animations, the shadow is already there, and the shadow does not get removed with animations. So you have the shadow text already. So what I want to do, you have to enable it the same way as in Excel. Visual Basic, Insert, Module. Now this time, I'm going to use my no text shadow for PowerPoint. I'm going to go back here, Insert, Run, no shadow. Easy enough. So I can go through my entire PowerPoint presentation, create it, and at the very end, I'll just go ahead and input the no text shadow rule macro, and it'll remove it all for me. You can also change all text to be one font. You can change different slides to be different size text, lots of other things. So don't underrate how valuable macros might be. Just start Googling them when you have a problem that gets a little bit too complicated to handle manually, or you're into some other snack. All right, and that's going to be all for today. I will post both of these macros under the macro tab.